Clucky the chicken woke up in the warm barn. She stretched her wings and fluffed her feathers, feeling the cozy straw beneath her feet. It was a new day, and Clucky felt a sense of excitement bubbling inside her. The sun was shining outside, casting a golden glow over the farm. "Cock-a-doodle-doo," sang the rooster, his voice echoing through the morning air. Clucky felt brave today. She wanted to explore. The world outside seemed so inviting, and she couldn't wait to see what adventures awaited her. Clucky peeked outside the barn door, her heart pounding with anticipation. The sunlight streamed in, making everything look bright and cheerful. She could see the vast farm stretching out before her, filled with possibilities. Everything looked so big and exciting. The fields were green and lush, the flowers were blooming in vibrant colors, and the other animals were already busy with their morning routines. Clucky felt a mix of nervousness and excitement as she imagined all the new things she would discover. Clucky took a deep breath, filling her lungs with the fresh morning air. "Goodbye, barn," she chirped, feeling a sense of determination. She knew it was time to step out of her comfort zone and embrace the adventures that lay ahead. Then, with a flutter of her wings, Clucky took her first step into the big, wide world. The farm was full of wonders, and Clucky was ready to explore every corner of it. Her journey had just begun, and she was eager to see where it would take her. Clucky scratched the ground with her feet. She found tasty seeds. "Hello!" barked a voice. Clucky looked up and saw a playful puppy wagging its tail. The puppy had a bright, happy expression and seemed eager to make a new friend. Clucky was curious and a bit excited. She had never met a puppy before. The puppy barked again, this time with a question. A playful puppy wagged its tail. "Want to play?" he barked, his eyes sparkling with excitement. Clucky thought for a moment. She loved playing and exploring new places. She nodded her head enthusiastically. "Want to play?" he barked. Clucky and the puppy ran through the tall grass, their laughter echoing in the sunny field. They chased each other, played hide-and-seek, and enjoyed the warmth of the sun on their feathers and fur. Clucky and the puppy ran through the tall grass. Suddenly they heard a soft, wise voice calling from above. "Hoo-hoo!" called a voice. They looked up and saw a wise owl sitting on a branch, watching them with kind eyes. "Hoo-hoo!" called a voice. The owl seemed to know everything about the forest. Clucky and the puppy stopped playing and listened carefully. A wise owl sat on a branch. "Where are you going?" asked the owl, tilting its head in curiosity. Clucky chirped happily, "On an adventure." The owl nodded wisely and smiled. "Where are you going?" asked the owl. "On an adventure," chirped Clucky. The owl gave them a piece of advice before they continued their journey. "On an adventure," chirped Clucky. "Buzz, buzz," said a busy bee, landing on a flower. "Don't go too far." The bee was busy collecting nectar but took a moment to warn them. "Buzz, buzz," said a busy bee, landing on a flower. "Don't go too far." Clucky and the puppy thanked the bee and continued their adventure, excited to see what other new friends they might meet along the way. Clucky walked until the sun started to set. The sky grew dark. Big drops of rain began to fall. "Oh no!" cried Clucky. "A storm is coming!" Clucky didn't like the loud thunder. She huddled under a tree, feeling scared. Just then, she saw her puppy friend. "Follow me!" barked the puppy. The puppy led Clucky to a cozy cave. Inside, the wise owl and the bee were waiting. "We saw the storm coming," hooted the owl. "We knew you'd need help," buzzed the bee. Clucky was so happy to see her friends. They all snuggled together until the storm passed. When the sun peeked out, they were all smiles. Clucky's new friends helped her find her way back to the farm. They walked through fields and meadows, crossing little streams and climbing over small hills. Along the way, they shared stories and laughed together, making the journey feel shorter and more enjoyable. Clucky felt grateful for their company and support. As they approached the farm, Clucky saw the warm light of the barn glowing in the distance. It was a sight that filled her heart with joy and relief. The barn stood tall and welcoming, a beacon of safety and comfort. She quickened her pace, eager to be back in the familiar surroundings of her home. She was so happy to be home. The moment she stepped into the barn, she felt a wave of happiness wash over her. The familiar smells, the cozy hay, and the sounds of her fellow chickens clucking softly made her feel at peace. It was a feeling she had missed dearly during her adventure. Clucky couldn't wait to tell all the other chickens about her adventure. She gathered them around and began to recount her journey, describing every detail with excitement. Her friends listened intently, their eyes wide with amazement as they imagined the places Clucky had seen and the friends she had made. They listened with wide eyes, hanging on to every word. The other chickens were amazed by Clucky's bravery and the kindness of the animals she had met. They asked questions and Clucky answered them all, happy to share her experiences and the lessons she had learned along the way. Clucky knew she would never forget her new friends. She thought about the animals who had helped her and how they had shown her the true meaning of friendship and kindness. Even though she was back home, their memories would always stay with her, reminding her of the wonderful journey she had been on, and she knew she was always safe at home. The barn was not just a place to live, but a sanctuary where she felt loved and protected. Clucky snuggled into the hay, feeling content and secure, knowing that no matter where her adventures took her, she would always have a place to return to.